On here, we're
hold to mute.
well, we're not going on yet. Somebody be talking to us. We there? We're live. Well, welcome everybody to this week's bowling performance for high school bowling. We're looking at the matchups right now between the defending state champions, Jackson Liberty, over here on lanes 1 and 2, and what I feel is the up-and-coming team, a very strong team this year especially, of Jackson Memorial over here on 5 and 6. Memorial has a lot of younger bowlers in their repertoire this year, and they've got a lot of pretty good players. So they're here to make a statement today as they compete against Memorial to see who can oust the other team and walk away hopefully victorious as they bowl their matchup of 3 games as things are getting underway as we're watching the bowlers across the facility so far.
Like the crosstown rival match today.
It really is when you sit here and look at it. I mean, everybody knows everybody. No, they don't go to the same school for all the obvious reasons here, but they've competed against one another many, many times, and today they definitely have their school name and school colors on their back.
Absolutely.
As they're getting out there to do the best they can for their high school.
So, do we have lineups? Do we have people on the lanes?
Well, let's talk about the lineups that we have. Let's start off with the defending state champions. In the girls division, Melissa is our leadoff bowler there. Madison is second. Faith is third, and Chloe is fourth. Unfortunately, we don't have a 5th bowler here today with the girls.
Okay.
I don't know why that is, but you know what? They're going to make the best out of the team that they have.
Of course.
Whereas on lane 5, we have Jackson Memorial. The girls out there, we have Grace as the leadoff bowler, Alondra as the second bowler, Gianna, actually let's say Gianna D, because we have Gianna M
in the 4th hole.
in the 4th position, and Emily is rounding out the 5th position on her team. So
that's the girls.
That's the girls. And now as we bounce back over here to the boys, we're going to speak of just briefly here for a minute to bring everybody up to speed. In the Jackson Liberty, the defending state champion on the boys side, we have Aaron is the leadoff bowler. Christian is second. Tim is third. Justin is 4th position, and Brandon is in the 5th position, or the anchor spot. So they have a lot of new guys on their team this year, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're still trying to go out there and do the best they can.
Absolutely. And we go to the Memorial pair.
And Jackson Memorial. Jackson Memorial right now, their leadoff bowler, Sean is the leadoff bowler. Joey is second.
Wow.
Danny is third. Andrew is 4th, and Daniel will round out the 5th position on that team. And we'll get into each one of the bowlers here as we get well underway. We have 3 complete games here, so there's going to be a fair amount of bowling, Mike. And you know, I don't know. You don't really get the opportunity to watch too much high school bowling, obviously.
No.
You know, your daughter obviously is a much younger age, but
Yep.
something to look forward to later on in life. I'll tell you what, for somebody that's bowled across the world as long as I have, it's really exciting to come down here and watch these teenagers get out there and do the best they can representing their school.
I think I'm 22 years now out of high school bowling, and then did the college thing. There's no better bowling than the team atmosphere. The whole high school thing, the college bowling scene, it's awesome. Where it's not just yourself, you got 10 people in the back that you're pulling for you.
Yeah, it is pretty cool at the end, that's for sure. When you sit there and you watch everything, the way that it unfolds and how things go. And probably one of the biggest differences that you're going to see this year opposed to the last couple of years, folks. You know, typically when you bowl your league or you bowl a tournament play, we have the bouncing back and forth, odd lane or left lane, and then go to the right lane going accordingly. We watch a face shot there of Justin.
How did they pull that little camera view up? That's a pretty nifty camera shot.
Yeah, down lane looking forward towards bowlers there. But you're going to notice to try to keep everything safe, they're keeping the bowlers all on the same lane so that hopefully things can stay in a standardized way. As we watch Melissa's shot over there on the left lane for Jackson Liberty, and Brandon got up there on the right lane, on lane 2.
It's just straight total wood on the for scoring, correct?
Yes, it is. Each game has 5 members. The 5-man team on lane 2 for the boys is against the 5-man team on lane 6 for the boys for Jackson Memorial. And they're going to add up their 5-game totals, and whoever knocks down the most pins, plain and simple, will win that game.
Now, what do the girls on lane 1 for Liberty with the missing bowler, what do they get a 5th score?
I do not believe so.
Wow.
To the best of my knowledge, that's a 5th score.
Is 0?
Unfortunately, right now it's 0. So 4 against 5 is going to be a little tough outcome there. What a great shot there by Aaron over there. Aaron started out with a double. And then made the spare.
8 spare.
And you know, let's talk about Aaron just for a minute. Aaron is a senior this year. And his high game is 168 with a high series of 381. So for him to start out with a double and a spare,
those numbers are in trouble.
Yeah, that's pretty outstanding.
Yeah. The strike there for Christian on lane 2.
Backed it up. Christian is a freshman, putting a strike on the board there. I'm going to say right now, he's definitely the new guy on the team. And, well, to be honest, he is today's rookie. This is his first match bowling.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
His first match bowling, unfortunately, had a little COVID concern there over the last couple of weeks. And when I say that, I don't believe it was directly at him, but he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And
guilty by association.
Yes. And, you know, it's kind of sad for all the kids. But the great thing is he's out in the clear right now, off and running, and really, really going to support his team and do the best he can to try to get them underway.
So this is Tim on lane 2. He has, I can't see what he has, the 1, 2, 4, 10, little split.
Yeah, Tim is up there. Tim is a senior this year. He's actually a pretty new member for the team as well. But as you can see, he's got the 2-handed release.
Yep.
Just out here to support his school, and knowing that the team, that's got a chance.
He made
Look
it.
At this.
Textbook. So
My God.
You would know this more than I would. So how many members did they lose from last season to this season?
Well, Jackson Liberty took a pretty big hit. You know, last year they had the state championship team, obviously, like we alluded to a minute ago. But they had 3 members on their team that were seniors. And obviously Justin and Brandon were the bottom 2 bowlers that are left. But last year they were sophomore and junior. So they take that next stage up. They now become the junior and seniors. And really there was quite a vacancy on the team itself. Now Aaron, as we just got up there and watched Justin throw a great strike right there. Aaron, who is the leadoff bowler that started out with a double and a spare, Aaron was actually here part of the team last year. He was the 6th man on the roster.
Okay.
And he did have a couple games in. Oh, his faith just misses that. He did have a couple games in under his belt last year, but because the rest of the team showed up, 1, the fact of them being seniors, number 2, the fact that they were obviously pretty good players, they had a really strong team there. And Aaron severely supported his team every single step of the way.
And that's a real team player.
It was awesome to watch that.
The strike there from Chloe on lane number 1.
Great shot for Chloe. Once again, Chloe being a senior on the team, She has a high game of 202 and a high series of 560. So
how many seniors do they have? Let's say Chloe and Justin were the two.
Chloe, Faith is a senior.
Aaron.
Aaron is a senior this year, and then Justin. So and Tim as well. So you have 5 seniors out of the 9 players bowling right now for Liberty. And every school is going to go through it. There's no question. The idea behind it, obviously, they all start out as freshmen and work their way up the line. And regardless of how good they get in the sport of bowling, or any sport for that matter, hopefully they're all going to continue their education. They're going to graduate. Yep. And after that, a lot of them, as I've talked to some of the kids out there, a lot of them are looking forward to college opportunities or college prospects, with offers that are out there on the table, and or really looking forward to the possibility of going to further their education and really make something of themselves.
And that's the biggest thing. Get the education first and then find your activity when you're in college.
Oh my God. Got their whole life in front of them at that point. This is a sport, it's entertainment, it's enjoyable, but like with all the sports, very few, if any of these kids out here are truly going to make a living with a bowling ball in their hand.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that somebody doesn't make that work for them, but I will tell you right now that that's going to be a tough task to hold. So hopefully they continue their education and really make something strong for themselves. As we watch up there, that was Jackson Memorial. That was Sean Skillman.
Sean Skillman, yep.
Sean's been around quite a while. He's a senior this year. He started out spare strikes so far. So bowling pretty good. But not only is he a senior, but he's been an integral part of this team. And this is his 4th year. He's got a high game of 279 with a 737 series.
So he's been around a little bit. He knows what he's doing.
Sean certainly knows how to bowl.
So this team kind of looks like it's the, the front runner in this division of all the teams that are here. It looks like it's one of the stronger ones.
They really are. And not only are they the front runner in this division, but they're going to be the team for the next couple of years.
Her daddy would be proud seeing that one.
Yeah, Emily Fogarty,
she's made a lot of progress.
She's a junior. She has really impressed her bowling ability, but grown up as a young lady
there for Tim. Yep.
And gotten extremely better along the way. So we look right now.
Grace there from Memorial.
Danny Elias getting up there to throw that shot right over there from Memorial on lane 6.
So just looking really quick at the Memorial board, through 4, 1 open. That says a lot about the 5 on that lane, or 5 on that pair.
That's pretty impressive when you sit there and look at it, for sure. They have a lot of kids that know what's going on. It appears to me that they work very, very good together. They can talk amongst one another. Yeah. Their coaches are behind them every step of the way. As you just watched Andrew Klein get up there and slap that 10 out like nothing happening tomorrow. It's unbelievable. Andrew, certainly, he's a really good bowler on that team. As we sit up there and watch Daniel Roberson. But Andrew's a sophomore this year. He still has 2 more years in front of him. Andrew has a high game of 299 and a high series of 753. I'll tell you what, that young man has a lot of bowling in front of him.
Yeah.
But right now, I can almost guarantee you that his mom and dad are at home. Hopefully, they're tuning in and watching. His dad owns a really good pro shop at Hamilton Lanes. Dave Klein's pro shop out there. DKJ Pro Shop. It's really awesome what he does, not only for his son, but for a lot of the kids that actually go to his facility. He certainly fits their ball to their hand and takes care of them just like he does his own. Look at that shot there by Sean Skillman ripping the rack.
This whole team on lane 6 is just like hit the reset button, the replay button, it looks like. They all struck in the 4th. I'm sorry, Joey left a 9 spare.
Yeah.
That doesn't hitting the replay button.
Look at that. They've got 2 opens through 4.5 frames so far. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. I think that just came off his hand a little quick.
Yeah, a little bit quick that time.
Yeah.
Tried to pull through it to try to save it, and unfortunately it didn't do the right thing.
So this is going to be the team to be reckoned with for the next couple of years.
Yeah, in this division, I believe in my heart that this is going to be the team people are going to want to watch. You're going to hear more about Jackson Memorial over the next couple of years for sure.
This is kind of how, when I was in high school, the brick schools were like that. The brick township and the brick memorial schools were always like that. I'm going back 20 years. But it's
Great.
nice to have two teams or two schools in the same town that are just heavyweights, basically.
Yeah. Gianna Massey
They
threw
made
a
the
shot
start,
over
yeah.
there. Great second ball by Joey Silverman. You know, Joey's a junior this year. He has a high game of 246 with a high series of 640. So, you know, he's been around bowling quite a bit, but he's still got another year under his belt. Emily Fogarty throwing it out to the gutter there, letting it hook back and leaving a soft 10 pin. So
it's a little bit different feel from what I would see the high schools every year, and a little bit different in here this year. But they're making the best of it.
yeah, they really are. You know, it's a shame that we don't have any spectators here. I know that there's a lot of moms and dads and friends and relatives that would really love to be here to support their kids. But, you know, folks, I'm just thankful, not only as a bowler, Mike, but I'll say this, I'm just thankful on behalf of all the kids that they've got a bowling season right here in front of them. You know,
was it shortened? Was it cut a little? Was it cut at all this year? Or no?
The season has been shortened by, I believe it's five weeks.
Okay.
So they've only got well, let's say 10 event schedule going on there. So typically they have 15 matches. You know, this year they're only going to have 10.
That's still not bad, though.
No, it gives them something to go out there and perform. There hasn't been great shot there by Andrew. There's not a lot of tournaments for them to compete in. I don't believe there's any tournaments. I know that there's still some talk behind the scenes about possibly trying to put something together for them. You know, whether it's sectionals or states, I don't know those answers.
So there's no conference events as of now?
No,
wow.
Nothing right now. And at the end of the day, they're just trying to keep the kids safe and healthy. And, you know, even like we're sitting here watching them compete, they're bowling on one lane. I don't know. I'm going to tell you right now, it's different. But as a bowler, I want to be out there.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't care what the parameters are.
No.
Nice spare there from Tim. Tim is he clean? No, he had one open, two open. 3 spares in a row for Tim.
Well, he might have an open, but Daniel Roberson just got up there and slapped a 10 in the next week.
Yeah.
So, once again, he's a sophomore on the team. He's the anchor bowler on that team.
That says a lot right there.
He is. As we look at the scoreboard there for Jackson Liberty, the boys there on the right side and the ladies for Jackson Liberty are on the left. So we watch a really good strike there for Justin Bone.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one there.
He should try to throw more like that. He'd probably improve his score, that's for sure.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
And looks like that's going to
Faith hooked a little bit by that one. Brandon Bone getting up here on lane 2.
Slaps a 7 out there.
Brandon slaps the 7 out. Brandon is the anchor bowler, obviously, for Jackson Liberty. He was the anchor bowler most, if not all, of last year for their championship winning team. And still holding forthright. He's bowling pretty good so far this year for the first 2 matches that they had. Brandon obviously has a high game of 300, and his high series is somewhere around 820.
Yeah.
So. Good spare for Chloe up there.
Yeah, did you bowl in high school? Or, not to sound funny, but did they have high school bowling when you were in high school?
Stop, that wasn't the Stone Age now.
No, I know.
Okay, well, so, we had high school bowling, but we did it as a club.
Okay.
It was a club sport. Believe it or not, it was held right here at Howell Lanes, and we had 32 teams of 3-man teams, or girls, across the center. It was really exciting. We had a great time with it.
So from all like the surrounding schools, basically?
No. Everybody that
just
bowled.
From your school?
It was just our school. We had 2 buses that brought the kids all here. They competed. It's just like bowling a normal league, if you want to say. But it was all within the school
That's
itself.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So it wasn't like this, back in the day?
No, my God, no. I wish it was like this. This here's exciting.
Yeah.
You know, when you have one school competing against another and you're bowling with a bunch of your friends and you have an opportunity to put your school on top or make a statement, that is really, really cool.
And these kids see each other all the time during the week, so the trash talking obviously goes on during the week.
Yeah, it does. Well, Tim getting up here, our 2-hander. Obviously, he's a senior this year. really trying to be part of the team.
That's going to hook a
Get
little
that
bit.
one a little bit out there, and it hooks around.
Yeah,
Knocking 9 over. That's pretty good.
Oh, great. Good job. Good job.
Madison getting up right here on lane 1. Madison's a sophomore this year. Ball gets out there a little bit wide, but she gets quite a few pins over. Tim Size series is only 325, but really, he hasn't been bowling that long.
So he's still learning.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Sean Skillman with another one.
I think it's awesome for the fact that he's on the team. He's out there competing. You know, the team could be short 1 or 2 bowlers, and he stepped up to the plate, and he's doing his share, and that's really, really great.
And he's learning with the guys on the team, with the expertise they have and the experience. He's learning every time he throws a ball.
Absolutely. We watch Justin Bone getting up here on lane 2 right now. Turning into the two-handed style, looking for all the power in the world, and that power showed forthright right there.
That would have taken the pin out on lane 4 right there.
Yeah. He's letting them know that he's here to play a little bit right now. So
that wasn't bad.
Sending a message. Ooh, look at this shot. Oh,
I love this view.
Kind of.
So is the camera down, I guess, on the side of lane 1?
Well, we have a camera down there alongside of lane 2.
Good shot for Brandon.
Great shot for Brandon, obviously. But the main thing is the camera back here that we can focus everybody from behind. And then the camera that they have down there, somewhere there. Actually, that camera's probably located between 3 and 4. Nobody's bowling on 3 and 4.
You can't even see it.
That was a great shot right there in the left lane by Melissa.
Yeah.
So, keeping her ball in play. Melissa's a freshman this year. She got a high game of 134, but more importantly, the fact, here we go once again, a new bowler out there putting on her school colors, being part of the team. I mean, she's got 3 solid years in front of her, not to forget the rest of this season. So there's a lot to learn by her, but she's going to do her best for sure.
And Danny breaking up the split there with the 4-7 on 6.
Faith left the 7 pin there, hooked by it a little bit. Faith is a senior. She's looking forward to big things and possibilities with college as well. So it's really good to see her out here enjoying her last senior year. You know, a lot of these kids, it's their senior year. It's going to be their last chance to really stand up, represent the sport that they love.
Yep.
And, well, at the end of the day, put their school colors on their back.
And to see what the future holds for them, where they're going to end up.
Exactly. As Christian gets up here, Christian is a freshman this year. Well, that one, let's just say, he probably thought the left gutter was a little dirty and he wanted to do his part.
He wanted to do a little housekeeping.
Yep. I can't say that I haven't done that, well, more than a couple times.
It happens.
We're not going to touch how many times. But, you know, the big thing for Christian, like we said a minute ago, I mean, he's a freshman and this is truly his rookie debut right now. So how many sports folks do you watch? Oh, well, look at that one.
And it hit it too. You believe that?
Oh, that was
for Chloe.
Bad break there for her.
It's basically like a pitcher pitching his first game in the major leagues.
It really is. It truly is. Throws that one out there.
And
look at
that.
that.
Spare. Look at that.
Splashes him around and makes a spare. Good for him. That's awesome. Now we have Melissa up. Melissa getting that one a little bit wide. A little bit too much there. Well, hopefully she'll make a small adjustment, make a little better pass at it the next time. Tim crossing over there a little too far, getting 3 off the left.
Oh, Dan Roberson with an open frame there.
We'll get back over to Memorial here in just a minute. We're still focused on over here on Liberty on 1 and 2, watching the 2 teams going here. That's much better than the last shot. Look at that.
Good attempt on the spare there.
I'll tell you what, pretty impressive the fact that the first one slipped away from her, and now she got 8.
Yep.
Tim making that spare. Look at it pumped up. You see the little fist. That's the true athlete coming out in him right now.
100% there. So here are the scores.
As we pop back over to Memorial here, look at the scores we got going on there.
Memorial, that's quite the number they have working on the guys' lane.
That they do. They're, you look at the Memorial right now. Memorial's beating Liberty by about 200 pins currently.
Yeah.
So they're putting a little hurting on him. So I'm going to say that Liberty better get back on a stick
nice
here.
shot there from Justin.
But as we focus over here,
on the memorial pair now.
a memorial right now.
So
Alondra gets up there, missing a head pin a little bit to the right.
And this is Joey Silverman, who breaks it up. Yep. Leaves the 3-pin.
Exactly. But Alondra getting up here on lane 5. She's a sophomore. She's actually she bowled for Liberty last year.
Oh, she transferred?
Yeah, she transferred over. So this year she's bowling for Memorial. She has a high game of 125, just missing those couple pins there. But she's certainly been around. She knows how to bowl a little bit, and I'll say this, definitely she's improving along the way.
Yes.
No question there. Joey gets up there and easily makes that spare.
All right, so we have Gianna D.
Gianna D.
All right, she's in the
Getting
lead
five.
at 5 there.
Gianna D's a freshman this year. She's got a high game of 190 with a high series of 497.
Nothing too shabby there.
No, there really isn't. As we just watched Janny get a strike on the board. Gianna's going to try to see if she can make her a spare here. That's a pretty good attempt right there. That's got a good chance.
She got
Look
it.
at this.
And that's not an easy one either.
No, my God, no.
No.
Andrew Klein, that one looked like it slipped off his hand a little bit, coming in a little light, but
oh, he's 10-pin up with it, I think, right?
Yeah, he's got the 4-8-10 up there. A little challenging.
Can be made, though.
But I'm going to tell you right now, Andrew's got a lot of guts. He's got determination. So although he left it, he certainly knows how to give it a shot and try to go for it.
And he's going to go for it. That's all these kids are always going to go for it. They're not going to lay up and take the easy route.
No,
no.
no.
They're going to try to get all 10 down one way or the other.
Gianna Massey, she's a sophomore this year. Now, you ready for this? Oh, it's got to turn over a little more. Open frame there for Andrew. But Gianna Massey, like I said, she's a sophomore. But, Mike, she has a high game. There's not too many people that have this one in their belt, and I don't either.
Oh, boy.
She has a high game of 294. All right?
Okay.
So I'm going to say this. She had the front 11, and a lot of people wish they could get the front 11. And she has a high series of 664. So, like she said to me earlier, I love the number 4.
Huh.
So
that's a lucky number there.
That's fitting. But she's a
On
sophomore,
the
so
spare
she's got two more years still under her belt as well.
Well, with the way she throws it, that 300 is going to be right around the corner for her.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So a nice spare for Roberson there.
She's improving quite a bit each and every time she comes out here on the lanes.
Now we're up to Emily again.
Emily Fogarty, boy, you're talking about a young lady, like you said earlier, that's improved quite a bit. She kind of helped that one a little bit, come right over the top of it as the ball goes high, leaving it 3-6-10.
Mr. Skillman here.
Sean Squillman.
Another one here. So
wind him up, let him go.
So looking at Sean's score in the 9th, strikes out for a 249.
Not
too shabby.
That's not too shabby, and that's certainly helping your team a long way.
In the one hole, nonetheless.
Yep.
And
Emily Fogarty
there.
Really good, clean spare there.
Yep.
Ball doing exactly what it needs to do, getting to the right of the 3-pin, going right down the line, hitting the 610.
And Joey Silverman with a little split there. Makeable, though.
Yeah, it's makeable. 4-9, good shot, though, in the pocket.
Yeah, the pocket split.
Yep. As we watch Grace Elias get up here. Grace is a senior this year, and here's the big thing about Grace, as she goes a little light there and leaves a 2-4-5. She's a pretty smart young lady because she's looking into an Ivy League college.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So.
And he made that, Silverman.
Nice spare for Joey. That's awesome. For sure. So she's a senior this year. She's looking to really enhance her schooling ability and use her smarts to the best of her degree. And I really like that. I admire that a lot.
Yeah. You don't really hear that too
often. No, you sure don't.
No.
But as a senior, she has a high game of 255 and a high series of 622. So
she knows how to play the game.
She certainly knows how to play the game. The fact that she's a leadoff bowler trying to set things up for her team along the way. Get over a little bit more. Oh, a little bit light coming up there.
Just a little bit.
Not getting enough of that 2-pin to knock out the 4, but that's okay. She'll be back for more and more.
Yep. Andrew Klein just kind of gassed that one up a little bit for a 3-6.
Well, the last shot on that lane went light, so he tried to help that one a little bit more. Just needs to take a step back and relax a little bit and make a much better pass at it. But I believe that Andrew will do that before it's all said and done, for sure.
Most likely. And on the spare.
Spare there.
Textbook.
Covers it pretty easily. Waited to fill the frame.
This team is tough.
Yeah, they're, you know, when I look at their score right now that they have, they're pretty close to clipping that 1,000 mark. And when you put 1,000 out for a high school team,
that's a lot.
That's a lot of pins to knock over for anybody.
So we're going to be Dan Roberson, the two-hander.
Daniel Roberson. Now, Daniel, here's the great thing about Daniel, and I know he left a soft 10 there, but he's the defending Shore Conference champion.
I didn't know that.
And he won that last year as a freshman.
Really?
So he's only a sophomore this year. He's got a lot of great bowling in front of him.
Yeah.
And when you look at some of his things that he's accomplished, good spare there. He's got a high game, naturally 300 when you throw the ball as good as he does. And he's got a high series of 790. So I think the next time he strings a couple of good games together,
he's
going to be looking to eclipse that 800 mark for sure.
Absolutely. Mr. Skillman there.
Sean Skillman ringing 10.
That was a good shot, too.
That was a really good shot there. We continue to watch things unfold here in front of us. You're watching Jackson Memorial right now, getting up in the 10th frame of game 1. The boys team is on the right lane, or lane 6 here at Howell Lanes, and the girls team is on lane 5.
That's a pretty good shot.
Pretty good shot right there. Look at that. 6-pin goes to the gutter.
Yep. Slaps it out.
Slaps the 10 out. Does a wonderful job.
For
yeah, Gianna was pretty happy with that shot right now.
As you should be. So Sean Skillman here with the spare.
Sean picks up the chair picks up that spare pretty easily. Emily Fogarty now getting up in the 8th frame. Drifting high once again.
Not one of her better shots there.
No.
That happens.
No. You know, she went high the last time on that lane. That lane could be hooking a little bit more than what she's anticipated. So
that's the kind of the hard thing with staying on one lane now for 3 games.
It really is. You have to follow your own transition, or for a lot of these kids, your own team transition.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Nice shot there for Sean for a 229 to open up the day. Very respectable number there.
Yes, it is. Filled every frame.
Yes. And that's what you want out of your leadoff bowler.
Absolutely.
You set the tone for the rest of the guys.
He certainly does. Gives everybody else something to try to do and emulate.
Yep. Kind of fires your team up a little bit, gets them going.
Yep. Joey Silverman gets up and makes a shot there.
All right. On the crossover, not bad though.
Going on a crossover, leaves 2 pins. Obviously, fortunately, they're together, and hopefully he can make the spare along the way.
Oh, solid 7 there for Grace.
That was a really, really super shot for Grace. She'd be happy with that shot under most circumstances.
Yes, exactly.
The fact that she still has to shoot one. Joey throwing it out near the gutter, and fortunately, or let's say easily, makes the spare, and now moves along.
So he's going to be in the 180s here.
Yep. That ball's got to hook a little bit more.
Just missed by a hair.
No, she's probably using a less aggressive ball, and therefore it doesn't hook completely across the lane to knock that 7th pin over.
Yep. All right, so nice strike there for Joey to end the game 184. So 229, 184 for the first 2 from Memorial.
I mean, the way I look at it with Memorial, this is setting up the stage right now. This young man, Danny, he's a sophomore this year. His highest game ever is 279 with a 690 series. Trying to get another one on the board, and easily does it. On a double, really helps his team a lot.
These kids feed off each other.
They really do,
right?
They certainly do. Jackson Memorial's a little bit on the quiet side compared to some of the other teams.
Yep.
But quiet, but look at their score. They're letting their ball do the talking for them.
The results, results is what's speaking.
Yes, really, really outstanding. Working on 3 in a row.
Yeah, make that 4 in a row.
That's awesome right there.
So that's going to be 210 with a strike here to end the game.
Yeah, and remember I was saying about them shooting about 1,000, which is a fantastic score for a high school bowling team. They're going right at that pace.
They're knocking on the door for 1,000.
Yep. So we watch Gianna over here on the left lane. Gianna, the freshman on the team.
And 210.
I'll tell you what, he closed out that game perfect.
Yeah.
The last 5 strikes in a row for 210. And he's the third bowler on the team.
Yeah.
You know.
And just from bowling for all these years, you never want to give pins away in the 10th frame.
Look a little more, just enough.
And just look at the first three guys from Memorial. 9 spare strike, and then a triple. And Andrew Klein getting the break there.
Andrew said, I'm not going high this time.
They have all marked in the 10th, and they are going to hit 1,000 this game. Unless something catastrophic happens, they're going to hit 1,000 mark this game.
Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, when it comes really super shot there by Gianna, but at the end of the day, when you look at the high school bowling team, if you could post 1,000 every single game, you're going to win way more matches than you're going to lose.
Oh yeah, that's a good shot from Andrew
by a long
there.
shot.
So he's going to be in the 220s this game.
Yep, he'll be in the 220s. And you know what's really great about Jackson Memorial team? Obviously, they're the team to watch this year. But there are 3 bowlers on this team that are sophomores. One's a junior. The leadoff bowler, Sean, is a senior. But they have more depth behind their team. They have 1 or 2 more 200 average bowlers that are actually down there at the other end on the JV team.
In the farm system, right?
Exactly. That are definitely going to have something to say as this team enhances themselves over the next couple of upcoming seasons.
220 there for Andrew. Good place for the split there. And Emily on the spare is routine.
Yeah. You know, we didn't touch upon Emily here, rounding out the last bowler of the 10 that we're watching right now. Emily Fogarty, she's a junior this year. An impressive junior for a young lady. She has a high game of 689 with a high series of 699. So
high game of 289.
High game of 289. High series of 699.
There we go.
So.
And just from coming here and bowling like I do, she's on the lanes all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
She practices a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's the hard work and dedication, and it's certainly showing up because she's improved herself a long way.
And there's the 4-digit number. So they are going to be in the 1020s.
Yeah, they're going to be 10-20. Meanwhile, Jackson Liberty over here, although Justin is up in the 10th frame right now. Jackson Liberty is going to shoot somewhere around 800. So, they're going to lose by 200 pins. And I don't want to say that they gave their match away because that's certainly not the case.
No.
Just that Jackson Memorial is a very strong team.
It's like playing the Yankees, basically. They are really a loaded team.
In this division, yes.
They are a loaded team.
Yeah. So you watch Daniel Roberson get up there and get 9 on his field ball for 192.
And they all marked
Great
out.
spare by Grace.
They all marked down in the 10th.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
It's pretty good. Nothing wrong with that, that's for sure. They're all holding their own. As we look at the scoreboard once again, 10:35 for Jackson Memorial. You sit there and look, maybe 3 or 4 opens total.
That was it, 4 opens. I counted 4. That's impressive.
Yep. Well, the good thing is nobody feels like they really have to do extra work to pick somebody up. And it doesn't mean that we all don't struggle on a certain game or a couple of shots somewhere when you lose focus on what's going on. But that team is pretty solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not letting 8s and 9s rattle them. They're getting their spares, and if they don't get the spares, I'm going to look at all of those frames up there. I think, to the best of my knowledge, maybe with the exception of 1 frame, they got 9 pins within the 2 shots.
And they're keeping their emotions under wraps. Too.
Yes,
they're not
yes,
getting
they
too
are.
pumped up, and like we said earlier, let their ball do the talking.
Exactly. As we sit here and watch, the boys for Jackson Memorial are done with their first game of competition with 1,035. Liberty is finishing up their 10th frame right now.
We'll get the camera over there, I'm sure, after Brandon finishes his 10th frame. We'll probably shoot the camera over.
Well, right now we're going to focus on Gianna D'Ambros. Look at this shot. Oh, my God, ringing 10. Fantastic
there.
ball there.
And that's the freshman. That is the freshman, correct?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Freshman throwing a ball like that, I'll tell you what, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
She got pretty good form going up to the line there. Didn't quite get that one over far enough, but she's got a solid foundation under her as she goes up to the foul
Good
line.
fundamentals there.
Yep. Makes a really solid pass at it, going accordingly.
All right, so the Liberty boys have just finished their game as well. Now this is Rebecca Gianna M.
Yeah. Gianna Massey getting up right now. Drifting high, leaving the 10 pin only.
That's a good shot from Gianna there.
Yeah, I mean, she got the one in the front. I know she didn't want to go through the nose like that, but the fact that she only left the 10 pin is really good. Getting her ball right now, getting things set up underway so that she can get up there and shoot the spare.
And they're starting game 2, so Mr. Skillman just picking up where he left off.
Yeah, he's not holding back at all.
No.
And Gianna Massey, great shot at the spare. Very, very solid spare there. Joey
Mr. Silverman there. That's 10
Man,
back.
I'll tell you what, that's splitting the 8-9 right there.
Yes, it is.
That's
Yes,
the perfect
sir.
shot in bowling. That's exactly the way you want it.
Nothing to go wrong when you do that.
No. The Liberty girls over on lane 1 are still finishing their game, which we'll get back to them in just a couple of minutes. We'll give you their final score here. Jackson Memorial is finishing their game as well on lane 5.
And Danny with a 6-10 there to start off his second game.
He slowed up a little bit. You know, he had 5 in a row to finish last game. A couple more bowlers on the lanes. It could have broke the lanes down just a little bit, but that one there actually looked like it was a little bit slow.
Yeah.
Breaking loose from the lane, hooking high.
I think that lane number 5 may be a little bit drier. Seems like all the girls are starting to hook a little more on them.
Yeah, when they get the ball out there, it has a tendency to jump a little bit on the harder side.
Yeah.
So
that was a big open split there for the fill ball.
Yeah.
And nice spare from Danny there.
Good spare from Danny. You know, once again, he didn't let the shot rattle and that went through the nose. You know, hands weren't in the air. He didn't get up.
No, all business.
Untouched. Went up there, kept doing his thing, and just moved right along and fill the frame up.
Nice shot there from Emily there. And that split the 8-9 there from Andrew Klein.
Klein really liked that shot. He'd
yeah.
love to have a couple more exactly like that.
Yeah, and the 4 people behind him loved it just as much as he did.
Yeah, no doubt there. As we sit there and look at the scoreboard for the girls, they have 7-10 right now. Emily Fogarty has the first strike in the 10th.
She's out for 210.
Looking to add to that. Daniel Roberson on the right lane.
Nice shot there from Daniel. So 4 out of the 5 starting off with the X in the first frame. Not too shabby.
Yeah, they're picking up right where they left off.
Flat 10 for Emily, so she's going to make the spare for 200 on the nose.
Yeah, 200 on the nose, and their team is certainly in control with how things are unfolding so far. So Jackson Memorial boys and girls are both going to win game 1.
Yep. Mr. Skillman up there. All right, out of trouble there.
Out of trouble on a unique shot where the 8 and the 10 are hitting each other.
And Emily with the spare, 200
Emily
for
makes
Emily.
the spare easily. And at the end of game 1 for Jackson Memorial, they had 7:30.
Yep. There's better look at the scoreboard for everybody at home.
Exactly. As we turn over here right now, we're looking at
Now we're going to go back to the Liberty pair.
Jackson Liberty up there. Little rough start there for the first frame there, but hopefully things will get underway as Justin Bone, senior this year, gets things underway for game 2.
Yeah, it's pretty good there.
That was a solid shot. That ball actually went left of the 9 pin.
Yeah.
So he's actually fortunate that
The 9-pin fell.
the 9 went out. As we watch Chloe get up there, looking pretty good. Didn't quite get through to the 5-7, but the fact that she hit the 1 in the front, made a really good pass at it.
Yep.
She's the anchor bowler right now for Jackson Liberty, finishing up the girls' first game.
And
As
here's
we watch Brandon Bone.
And oh wow, did the 8 fall into the 6?
That was
The
a
8 fell
very,
into the
very lucky break.
Yeah, he must know somebody here.
Yeah, well, maybe. Either that or he's got 1 or 2 games under his belt.
You don't see that too often.
So you watch Chloe get up here on lane 1.
She gets the 1.
She gets the 1. So for the girls, they finish up that game with 368
Yeah, 68.
for their
They're
4 ladies that are bowling right now. Fairly respectable.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, they're missing 1 bowler, so it's kind of hard for 4 girls to beat up on the other 5 girls that are over there,
Exactly.
score-wise. But at the same token, they're still going out there and they're giving everything they've got every single shot.
And that's all you can ask for.
Yep. That one looks like it hung up in Aaron's hand a little bit.
That was definitely a hand thing there.
Shaking the hand.
So, are there any awards this year for the bowlers, or is there no award like the conference or all state or all conference or anything like that this year?
I think that they're trying to put something for a shore conference together. And I don't know that. I shouldn't really speak on behalf of that because the managing directors that really make those decisions, I'm sure that these students would really like to have something to strive for and go out there, one more event to put on their school colors. And, you know, let's look at it honestly. The seniors that are here, this is their last chance.
Yeah.
So anything that they can put their shoes on and go out there and represent, they're certainly going to take advantage or try to do their best going accordingly.
So there's no like all conference team this year? Or
at the end of the day, there's no reason not to have one.
Yeah.
The scores are going to speak for themselves. These kids are bowling 10 matches. Okay, the boys and girls that are out there are giving everything they got for all 10 matches. So they're going to have 30 games approximately under their belt. So.
And they deserve it.
Absolutely. As we look at Madison over there on lane 1.
It's not that bad. That's
good
get it out
shot
there.
for her.
She's
She's a sophomore this year. She's got a high game of 121 with a high series of 340. So she's still got a couple more years under her belt. And I'm sure that she's going to get out there and try to work real hard to get better and better as the years progress. Faith up here on lane 1. Elbow got away from her a little bit. You know, when that elbow pops out and your hand comes completely around that ball, the ball's going to go way right of target.
Yep.
Unfortunately, missing the head pin going away. But the great thing is she got 8 pins down, and the 2 that she has left are
right in the front.
Right in the front, right in the middle of the lane.
You can't hit anything better than that.
No.
And that's going to be.
Got to hook a little bit more.
All right. So
coming up a little bit light.
An 8 there. And none of them are getting discouraged either. That's what's great about it.
No,
They all
my
have
God.
a smile on their face and they love it.
Yep. We know that they want to fill the frames. We know that they want to make spares and strikes.
And on the spare there,
And she throws that one pretty far. Oh, my goodness.
You couldn't do that again if you tried, right?
She threw that one all the way out to the gutter, and it come flying back and chopped the front head pin right off of the old 1-2. So as we look at Justin Bone.
Mr. Bone here. Not bad.
Shredding the rack pretty easily there. Putting a double up on the board. Trying to pick up for the team. Helping the guys along. And Chloe is our senior bowler on the Jackson Liberty team. She has a high game of 202 and 560. Good shot for Brandon, ringing 7 though. But her being a senior, this is her last year. So, you know, she's got a couple of years under her belt on this team. Certainly trying to go out here with a bang and try and enjoy herself.
Now, I don't know too much about the high school team. How was the girls' team? I know the boys won the state title last year.
Got
was
a hook
the girls'
a little
team
more.
competitive like the guys?
The girls' team was not nearly as competitive as the guys' team, but the girls' team had heart and soul. They were into it each and every game. Their score may not have been as reflective as the scores that the boys were putting up, but I'm going to tell you right now, they definitely wanted to make things happen for them. As Aaron gets up here, he's lead bowler there, but we're going to go back over to Memorial here right now. Memorial looking at things accordingly there. Andrew Klein is up in the third frame. You know, he did the same thing last game. He had 9 miss in the second frame. So maybe he just doesn't like the second frame. Doesn't quite hook up to the one in the front there that time. Leaving the 2-pin. Ball clearly hitting the 8, so. I don't worry about Andrew too much. You know, 1 or 2 things may get away from him, but he's a very competitive bowler. He's certainly a smart bowler. So he's going to go out there and try to figure things out. And even though things didn't go right the last 2 frames for him, he's that team player that's going to really group his team together and say, hey guys, come on, we got to get back down. Let's dig in a little deeper.
He's the backbone of the team right there.
Yep. So.
And Mr. Roberson on the spare, and that is nicely made there.
Yeah, Daniel going high. Daniel made an excellent spare there in frame 2. Yes. He left the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Hit the 3, 6, 10 the way that you want to hit it, a little bit on the higher side. But the 3-pin come bouncing out of the pit, and the 7 went into the 4.
And he got the old
and
spare.
He got the spare. You know, the old saying in bowling, it's not how you do it, it's how many.
Exactly. Mr. Skillman, just another one.
Another great shot by Sean Skillman.
And it doesn't tell you how you made it either. It just gives you the spare on the board. That's all that matters.
There's no award of merit for how, it's how many. It's a decent pass at it, coming up a little light, mixing them around, leaving just a 2-5.
Flat 10 there for Mr. Silverman.
Joey Silverman, yeah, it was a good pass. Didn't get it quite as far out as the last one, or 2 frames ago when he struck over there, but the fact that it come up, hitting the pocket, getting to the pocket for a player of his caliber is a confidence builder. Most of the time you're going to strike, but if you don't strike, typically it's an easy spare.
Yeah, leave it, and he's a sophomore, you said? He's a sophomore?
Joey's a junior. Junior. So hopefully he knows what to do here and he can make this spare.
Right on it.
Oh,
wow.
Oh,
that just hooked at the last second.
Just a little bit. That's where I believe the outside part of that lane is pretty dry, because a lot of the kids, when they're getting their ball out there around the edge of that lane, it certainly has a tendency of hooking and either drifting high on the first ball or hooking a little bit left of the spare.
Nice shot there from Gianna Massey there.
Gianna Massey knocks them all over pretty easily.
You can see that there's a little transition there. That ball would have finished in the first game and kind of went like a little bit longer down the lane on Danny.
Right. Well, you got the carry down. Obviously, we're already into the middle of the second game. You could actually, on the right side of the lane, there could be some of the transition from the lanes breaking down where his ball hooked and stopped.
Nice shot from Emily there, starting off with a double.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Mike, you would know that. You've bowled at this center plenty of times to know that when the lanes start to break down, your ball will actually start to hook and then stop or lay off, you know. Unfortunately, Danny fell off a little bit. He didn't post that shot as good as he should have, the first one. But you know what? He filled the frame.
Exactly.
I mean, my goodness. What a shot that was. Really excellent shot. Excellent shot there by Grace.
And Andrew, did he get the 9 out of that? I can't see. Yes.
Andrew did
get the 9 pin stand. He got it out.
Andrew's looking to get a couple more strikes. He's probably getting to that point where two shots every frame, starting to get the best of him here.
Yeah. But you know what? He's not getting razzled. He's not not showing emotion or not getting frustrated. He's kind of scratching his head a little bit there, but he'll figure it out. He'll figure out a way to get that to get the 10 down.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Danny Roberson here.
Yeah, see now, his ball actually hooked high. So I'm going to say that the lanes are definitely breaking down some on the right side of the lane. Daniel being deeper than everybody else, we know that his ball is going to save energy for the right part of the lane, but it still actually broke loose from the lane hooking high. So.
And on the spare there.
And for the spare attempt.
Perfect.
Great shot, great pass. Build another frame. And
not a bad frame for Memorial there.
No. Not at all. As Gianna D is getting up here. Hook a little bit more. Mixing them a little bit.
And even with the girls, they're filling frames. I guess that's what they teach. Fill the frame, whatever's out there, pick it up.
I'll tell you what, in my bowling career, the one thing that I've noticed about ladies when it comes to bowling, they have patience forever.
That fell right off her hand there.
Yeah.
That was definitely full, right? That fell right off
That's
her
going to
hand.
happen by accident.
Yep.
But for the most part, the ladies have patience, and they have very good spare games. Their ball doesn't hook. It doesn't go too far.
Nope.
They keep things simple and under control, and therefore they know how to fill frames going along the way.
Yep. Less is more.
Yep.
And good shot there, leaving the
she
fourth
moved
in.
it.
Yeah.
She did hit it. It moved over.
Kind of hard to get that pin to fall. You don't see many of those trip fours in this building.
No. Sean Skillman definitely hooking high here for the big split.
He broke it up a little bit. I thought he had more up there. I guess he broke it up.
This is a very similar spare to
what Roberson
what
made,
Daniel
right?
Robertson had.
So he's going to get 2 out of that.
Well, he'll take his 2 and move along. You know, for Memorial right now, their game is not as stellar as it was the last game.
No.
A couple of open frames. And those open frames, as we watch a good spare there by Gianna Massey, those open frames, for the most part, I believe, Mike, are because the lanes are transitioning. They're breaking down.
And a little break there from Mr. Silverman.
Yeah, going Brooklyn, sending a pin over there to knock out the 6. Certainly did not hurt his score.
No, and it's not going to say it on the board either. A strike is a strike.
Yeah.
And he will move on to the next frame.
Absolutely.
There's nothing to be ashamed about there.
No. As we move back over to Liberty over here,
and
that clapping there was Emily Fogarty throwing her 3rd strike in a row to start out game 2.
All business all the time for her.
Yeah.
And this is, we're looking at Justin now, 4th frame.
4th frame, double 7 spare in the 3rd frame, so working on a spare, and that was kind of a weird 7-10 there.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, he's got one of the most difficult spare shots in bowling.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, if there's somebody that can bounce it out, he throws it a little hard. He can bounce it out.
Great shot for Chloe. Look at this. Chloe gets up there and throws the 5 over there to the left side and really knocking them all over, posting a strike up on that board, and Justin's going to throw this one about as hard as he can.
Oh, I got it over
bouncing
there.
around.
He got it over there.
He did, bounce it around. Come sneaking up out of the back there.
That was at 26 miles an hour, if I'm looking at that right.
Yeah, 26.
Right. So he wasn't getting short at
Mike, I don't throw at 26 miles an hour anymore. If I've got a stiff wind behind me, I'm not going to get at 26 miles an hour.
And Brandon there, good shot there from Brandon.
Brandon throws a really good shot there.
This is Aaron there, and Aaron putting 10 back there. Nice shot there for Aaron. Now we're going to take a look at Christian. Aaron with a good strike there and to start off the 5th.
Yeah, I had to go over there to lane 1. Good spare for Melissa. She actually went light and some pins started falling around, and nobody had seen if the machine had knocked over the pin count real late, because it gave her 8 on the scoreboard, but she actually got 9. So, you know, some of these kids aren't sure exactly. They're waiting to either correct the score or put more pins back up there. And, you know, Justin and Brandon, I know that they would know, but they didn't actually see her shot, weren't sure. And when I told the coach that she got 9, that was good.
The eye in the sky back here.
Well, we got in tune motion to everything going on with everybody.
Yeah, we are all over the place. Nice spare there for Christian.
That was.
I'll tell you, this game is actually pretty. It's close, within about 100.
This game,
the Liberty team is behind a frame.
Behind a full frame, which makes a big difference. So, you know, right now, I'm going to say that both teams are somewhat neck and neck. But a double on the scoreboard there is going to be pretty good for Memorial. As we watch her go,
Nice
what a
spare
great
there for
spare
Madison.
there for Madison. Outstanding. Once again, that's that spare that's not exactly very easy.
Emily Fogarty, watch her. That's
and-
another one. It's
and
4 in a row for her.
I was just going to say, even though we don't have the scoreboard up there right now, Emily Fogarty has the front 4 in a row so far, starting game
nice
2.
spare there for Tim.
Super spare.
All right.
So Jackson Liberty's holding their own
They
right
are.
now this game. They really are. I mean, Justin had the unfortunate break with a 7-10 there before. As we
Here's
watch Faith get up, go Brooklyn.
Get outta
She's
there.
got a
There
strike
you go.
too. So if Justin can get a strike here and Brandon can get another strike there, I'll tell
They're
you
knocking
what,
on the door.
they certainly are holding their own this game.
And wow.
Okay, so he goes 7-10
Wow.
to a solid 9. Remember we were talking about that one shot that the ball went left of the 9 pin?
The ball just went left of the
That
9
one
pin
went
again.
left of the 9 pin and the pins didn't agree.
Wow.
That's a
Sometimes-
double on the board for Chloe, by the way.
Yes, it is.
So how's that all-star frame for Jackson Liberty? Spare, spare, strike, strike. Actually, in the second strike, turned into a double. And they're 1 girl short.
Yeah.
So pretty outstanding frame for Liberty. That just goes to tell you that the girls are trying to get everything that they can.
And we're gonna look at Brandon here in the 5th frame. Nice shot there from Brandon, blowing the rack apart.
Yep. Shreds the rack.
They're still
This
within striking distance.
I'll
here.
tell you,
They're not
they
out of it.
certainly are. They certainly are. They've all got marks on the board there for frame 5.
Yeah.
So, you know, but at
And-
the same time, look at all the strikes that all of a sudden Memorial's
now
starting to
they're
put.
2 ahead. They're 2 frames, or a frame and a half. Frame and
Well,
a half ahead.
They're getting that far ahead
Yeah,
because there's a lot of
they're
boys throwing some
Yeah,
strikes.
they're throwing 1 ball at frame now.
Memorial's starting to do what I believe Memorial has the capabilities of doing.
They've kind of figured
So.
it out in the transition.
Right. But I'm going to tell you right now, Liberty's not just going to sit there and play slow.
No.
They're going to try to come back more and more each and every time. Aaron getting up there, getting a bunch of pins there.
Yeah, we're looking at Madison on lane 1 now.
As we're gathering
chance
across
there.
the concourse, and there we go. We are back to Memorial.
Yes. This is Danny on the spare.
Danny on the spare attempt. He was
Heard it.
on a double. Left a 4-pin and made the 4-pin. So while we were away, Andrew Klein did make the adjustment. He threw 2 great shots and
Yep.
struck on both of them. So working on a double right now.
And
Really trying to help his team here.
it looked like he moved right on the lane.
I'll tell you what, he might have moved right, maybe changed balls or a hand position,
Yeah.
but that was a really superb shot
Yeah,
he
he's
threw
throwing
there.
it. He's throwing the high hard one. He is not. He's not getting gypped on his speed. I'll tell you that.
No. But his ball's doing what it needs to do.
Now-
It's going right through the 1-3 pocket, knocking over all 10 pins the last couple
Yeah.
of frames.
And nice
Gianna.
spare there for Gianna.
Good spare, a little bit outside of target, but
And Daniel Roberson just looks confused. Again,
Yeah.
an unmakeable spare though.
he does have a makeable spare. But, you know, the tough thing, like we talked about earlier, is following your own transition.
Yeah.
You know, understanding what the lane is doing and then trying to go from there and figuring it all out. It gets a little on the tricky side sometimes.
And Emily Fogarty rolling the bucket there to start off the front 5.
Front 5, she is on a roll.
Yes.
A big roll for that matter.
Yeah. And that's
Daniel Roberson chopping the spare there.
That's it. Get there. Ah, good shot there from Grace.
But Memorial has 6 marks on the board with 499, so we'll check things out and keep things accordingly. As we watch Sean Skillman go through the nose. Unfortunately, that's starting to get to be a popular leave right now.
Yeah.
That just tells you that the lanes are continuing to break down as the players' balls continue to go high. Oh, she just misses that by a little bit. She made a great effort at that one. Justin Bone trying to get a strike, and well, If you haven't heard it, folks, the ever popular
Nice
fourth.
spare there
What
for
a
Stillman.
shot there by Sean.
Stillman there.
Very, very nice spare.
Yeah.
Well, he's watched a couple other guys on his team shoot that spare today, so
He's going to be one of the guys.
he knew where he had to hit it. It was just a matter of was he going to be able to get there, and he did it perfectly.
And Joey Silverman with a good shot there. No doubter on that one.
No doubt at all. And he was on a strike, so now that gives him a double. I'll tell you what, I believe over the last 2-3 frames here, Memorial said, the game may be close, but it's about time for us to pull away.
Let's put our foot on the gas a little bit here.
Yes. Yeah, they certainly are.
And this is Danny up again. No doubter again.
No. Danny's certainly holding his own.
And this is Mr. Klein.
Klein trying to do a good job.
He found it.
That's 4 in a row.
Yeah.
He's back on target.
He has found it. And I saw him talking to Roberson, to Daniel Roberson, trying to maybe line him up and give him a little pep talk. I think it's about time Daniel Roberson finds the pocket and puts 10 back here.
Yeah, it would be a good thing. Well, through the nose again.
Through the nose again.
Gianna D'Ambrose, by the way, now she's got a little bit of a tricky leave, but this is certainly a makeable spare she has at the other end. So let's see what happens. It's got to hook over there a little bit more, though.
All right, she's going to get 2 out of that.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice spare there for Robertson. That's
Good
a hard
spare.
one to back there.
That is a very hard one, especially when your ball's breaking loose from the lane going through the nose like that. Wow. Good for him. Excellent spare shot. As we watch Gianna Massey get up here in the 6th frame, working on a spare right now. Throwing it out there. It's going to hook back.
How much that ball hooked back from that spot?
Yeah, that hooked back a fair amount for sure. Sean Skillman.
Rebounding after that little split there, but he made the split though.
He did make the split, and he threw a pretty good shot there as the ball 6-pin slapped out the 10 pretty good. Meanwhile, Gianna getting up here to shoot the 3-pin.
And she is good.
Hook a little more, perfectly done.
So Emily Fogarty coming up here on the front 5.
Yep. Joey Silverman over on the right lane.
Another no doubter there.
Wow. He's got the heat going right now.
He rebounded after that little split in the 6. He figured it out.
Yep. Now Emily working on a 5-bagger right now. Let's see what happens here in the 6th frame.
That looks pretty good.
She posted it pretty good.
That's
Looked
pretty
like a good
result.
shot. Wow.
But she's
Look at
halfway
that
there.
result. Halfway home to a perfect game.
Yep. And that's the perfect example of practice makes perfect.
Yes, it does.
Or permanent in her case.
Oh, and you know what? For some of these kids, they work really, really hard. They try to make their craft better and better. And it's like anything that we all do in life, the harder you work at it, the more reward typically you're going to see at some point. It certainly doesn't mean that you're going to throw a strike every time.
No.
You're going to have to live with the spares. Strikes and spares are part of the sport. As that one just barely hooks by the one in the front there for Danny. But, the kids that work hard at it, that understand a little bit, whether they take their lesson, from a local coach or their high school coach or a good friend.
Yeah.
Now, learn how to adapt it and make it work for you.
And all these kids have so much knowledge at their fingertips with the leagues here and the coaching. They have everything at their disposal.
Yep, absolutely. As we turn back over to Liberty, and Tim going light 2-4-5 there and hooking a little bit too far past it on that one there, but
all right, so we're going to go to Justin here.
go to Justin, see if Justin can't make something happen here right now.
Justin's had a couple bad breaks his past couple shots, past few frames.
Well,
Nice spare there for Chloe.
bad break is one thing, but the one that drifted through the nose there, unfortunately, that one he probably grabbed a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
See if we can come back here and make a good pass at it.
Whoa,
Good shot. How about
Anybody
that?
get hurt down there?
I don't know, but he threw the head pin back over there like it was his job.
Yeah, wow. That had some authority on it. That's the second time he's done that today.
Yep. Look at that strike right there from
Nice
Melissa.
shot there from Melissa.
Fantastic
Now,
shot,
look at
knocking down
Brandon.
all 10 pins. Brandon Bone getting up here in the right lane.
That's a ringing 7 there.
Yeah, really good shot, ringing 7. He'll have to pick up his spare ball. Should stand on the opposite side of the approach. Go a lot straighter at this one. Certainly does not need the big hook not to fill up the frame.
You just got to hit it. You don't have to do anything fancy.
Absolutely. Madison getting a little, actually maybe Brandon should borrow her shot.
With it. Yeah. She just showed him how to
And
do
going
it.
across it.
And no doubt.
Easily makes a spare, that's a good thing. Filling the frame, moving along. As Aaron gets back up. You know, Aaron, he's been a very big part of the team for the last 2 or 3 years. He's a senior this year. His high game is 168 and his high series is 381. But this year he finds himself bowling on the varsity team all year, and I think it's outstanding.
Yeah.
Because there are not too many people that have more heart and soul for this game than Aaron. And it's awesome to see there. Madison going a little bit high. And I know that we're off camera right now, but Emily Fogarty getting up here in the 7th frame for Jackson Memorial, working on 6 strikes in a row.
That's not bad either. That jumped at the very end on her.
Yeah, she got that one out a little bit to the right. A little too to the right, a little bit too early, and it duck hooks high and leaves the Greek church. So
Good run by Emily.
it really, really was.
Were we the jinx for saying halfway home to a perfect game? I hope not.
Well, maybe, but at the end of the day, she'll get there again.
Yes.
Meanwhile, back over here
Going back to 1 and 2 here.
on Liberty's side, Christian going high, leaving the 610. And Faith, that one hooked a little bit too far. So hopefully she get things on the right track right now. That looks a lot closer that time.
Get out
Oh,
of there.
yes.
Nice shot there.
What a super spare.
Wonderful.
Oh, and Christian puts the 6 pin right around the 10, unfortunately, at that point. A valiant effort. Meanwhile, Tim's going to get up here on the right lane on lane 2, trying to help out Jackson Liberty. Two-handed release. Looks,
Out of there. 9.
got the one in the front, got one spinning around there. It'd be nice if that could roll forward and knock that 3 pin over. But he'll have to knock that 3 pin with his second ball. Chloe right now, a little bit wide, leaving a washout.
Still makeable there.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. The 1, 2, 8, 10. Certainly a makeable spare, but I know that she'd like it a lot better if she knocked them all over.
Absolutely. Wouldn't we all?
Yes. Tim getting up to shoot the 3 pin right now.
And he's
Please
on.
stay. No.
Oh, that hooked right at the very end. I thought he had it.
Yeah, well, we've watched Justin go high once or twice over there. So it's possible. Maybe the lanes are breaking down over there too,
Yeah.
but not quite as much because they got the plastic balls going down a lane where the guys from Memorial, they all have higher end balls.
And we're looking at Justin here with a chance to get a double here.
Certainly trying to. Pretty good pass at it, but the ball doesn't quite get through the pins the way he wanted to, and
Leaves the 10 pin there.
leaves a 10 pin. Meanwhile, Melissa working on a strike right now.
It's had a chance for a double.
Got a chance.
Get
Look
out
at
of
this.
there. Wonderful.
Yep. Pumped up. She knows it
Yeah.
too. She telling me, yep.
That's me.
Girls, I got me a double.
Routine spare there for Justin.
Yeah. He's got to go to a different ball. He's got to get something to go through the pins a little bit more.
And here's Brandon up here in the 8th.
Brandon working on a spare right now. Finishing out the 8th frame for Jackson Liberty. Solid shot
No
right
doubter
there.
there. His ball can take 20 pins out, I'll tell you.
Don't give him a big head.
He can't hear us.
Okay, yeah, well, that's true. That's true. Okay, Madison missing a little left of target there. That one going in a left-hand gutter, but Aaron getting up. Oh, gets the unfortunate break going right through the nose and leaving the dreaded 7-10. So
The absolute worst break.
yeah, not a whole lot of fun when that happens. I don't care who you are. And Madison making a little better,
around the head pin.
better effort at the
Come on
spare
now.
for sure. Come on,
Get out
knock
of there.
it over there.
There you go.
Atta girl. Much better pass than the first one was.
Absolutely.
You know, and even for some of these kids, Mike, you know, when we're talking bowling, your thumb is your guide. For her, when that ball goes into the left-hand gutter, it's simply put, her thumb was aiming that way.
Yep.
So therefore, her ball is going to go exactly where her thumb tells it to. And when she threw that second one, her thumb was straight towards the one in the front.
Yep.
Look at the end result. The ball goes right down the middle of the lane, gets hold of the one in the front,
That's the old
knocks them all
expression.
over.
I thumbed one. That's the old expression.
Yep. Well, she thumbed it perfectly.
Yes.
Because they all fell over.
So the Memorial guys wrapping up game 2.
Daniel
And,
Roberson getting back on track here a little
yeah,
bit.
he found something in the 9th. He has a 3-bagger with 1 to go. And they're putting up another nice number, 960
Yeah.
with the strike here for Daniel.
Yeah, 960, obviously not quite 1,000, but at the end of the day, it looks like they have a substantial lead over what Jackson Liberty's bowling.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's all a matter of who knocks over more pins. The scoreboard says the story.
Yes.
As we watch Daniel Robertson's runaway 5-pin there.
So just really quick,
Well-
I don't know if we're going to get a view of the score, the scoreboard. So Sean 190, Joey 166, Daniel 202, Andrew Klein 234, and Mr. Robertson on the bottom at 188. They bowled 950. Let's say 950, 980.
Yeah.
980.
How about the fact that we sit there and look at Andrew Klein bowling 234 with an open in the second frame and an open in the third frame.
Yeah. And then
So
he just
yeah, he got lined up and well, fairly convincingly peeled off about 6 or 7 in a row and
Yep.
said, "All right, boys, I'm back here."
hop on my back, guys. Let's
Yes,
go to the finish
yes.
line.
Yep.
And
He
that's
made
the
the-
leader right there.
He made the right adjustment, made the right move, and the scoreboard tells that.
Absolutely.
As we watch Gianna getting ready to get up here on
On
lane 5. The girls are midway through the 9th frame right now.
That's not bad. 310.
Pretty
there
good
for
shot right
Gianna.
there. Pretty good shot. Leaving the baby split. She got the one in the front. Now hopefully she can get her ball. She'll move a little bit left on the approach and the ball will get a little bit further to the right. Hopefully she'll make that spare.
I'll tell you what, I hate this spare.
The baby split?
Oh, I hate it.
Well, it's an easy spare as long as you knock both of them over. It's got a chance. Look at, oh, just a little bit light that time. Almost hooking up to make that spare. Missing that one in the front by just a fraction. Hitting the 10-pin, leaving the 3-pin only. John Fury walking out of the pro shop, checking out some of the kids. You know, he drills balls for a lot of these kids, just like Dave Klein does too. And John having the pro shop, Fury's 10-pin pro shop right here at Howell Lanes, does an outstanding job trying to make sure that balls are fit perfectly and allowing these kids or athletes to go out there and bring their game up to the best that it's possible.
Absolutely.
As we watch
And
Gianna,
on the spare there.
makes
So-
the spare pretty easily.
So after the dreaded split that Emily left on 6 in a row, she just rebounded, right back on the horse, got another strike in the 7th. I'm sorry, the 8th. So up
Well,
in the 9th here.
either she made a small move or she learned from her mistake that happened the frame before.
Yep.
Let's see what happens this one here as she gets up in the 9th frame.
And that looks good. That was a no-doubter there, Parker.
Great shot. I'm going to say that one that probably went through the nose for the baby split might have been a little right early, like we talked about, therefore checking up, going through the nose. Did she have to leave the dreaded Greek church?
Yeah.
No, she didn't have to, but
She unfortunately paid the price, the full price.
Unfortunately that happens sometimes. The good thing is she's rebounding and she sets herself up for a potential
game.
really good game here. As we watch Grace go drifting high, leaving the 3-6-10 there. The leadoff bowler for Jackson Memorial. Bowling a decent game right now. Memorial obviously has a fairly sizable lead over Jackson Liberty, mainly due to the fact that Liberty only has 4 bowlers, where Memorial has all 5. But I'm going to go one step right behind that. The girls are holding their own.
They are.
And probably the biggest thing for Memorial right now, unquestionably, is the fact that Emily Fogarty can strike on a 10th for 260.
Yeah, 260. Pop
261. I don't know, last I checked, she could sub for me at any time she wants bowling games like that.
Absolutely. Making it look very, very simple.
Absolutely.
Right up to 7-10 there.
Pretty good shot by Alondra. She leaves only the 7-pin. Over to the left over here, Jackson Memorial, or I'm sorry, to the left, Jackson Liberty is in the process of finishing up their 10th frame.
And not going to get there for Alondra.
Well, hey, you got that strike, you got you up over 100.
And Gianna D'Ambrose getting up here in the 10th frame right now. Gianna,
that's not bad.
Solid approach going up to the foul line. Look at that
there.
shot. That's excellent.
Yeah.
See the way she posts that? I know we talked about that earlier, but my God, when you watch her go up to the foul line, she is like a frozen statue at the foul line. That's when you know you make a good solid pass. As we look at the scoreboard here for Jackson Memorial, the girls on the left, 691 with basically 3 bowlers to go. And the boys posting a very nice
980.
Score of 980. A little bit under that 1,000 mark, but at the same token, still a pretty good, pretty good score.
Very respectable number.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
On the spare there, nice shot there.
Very nice spare. Very, very nice.
1 for Gianna D.
And Gianna Massey getting up here in the 10th frame.
She has a nice little game here. She really does. Good fundamentals.
Yes. Very simple game.
Yep.
And she's got where her ball can go down and actually pick up and turn over. And when she gets lined up and it starts to go through the pins, well, I'll tell you what.
Get out of the way.
She's not afraid to throw a couple of strikes up there and put a reasonable game to show for it.
Agreed.
She gets up there going up to the line. Throws it way out there.
Head a little bit early.
Yeah, she tried to help it a little extra there. You can see the little squiggles that she had going on there. Tells me that she tried to use some upper body and really get into that one instead of just let it swing nice and easy from her shoulder. So hopefully she can pick this one up. It's a really challenging spare, especially on the right side of the lane.
And the back pin doesn't make this thing any easier.
Correct. Correct. This is one of those spares, Mike, I would say, although it doesn't have that split on it, it almost could play like a split.
Look
at this.
That is no doubter.
Man.
Sometimes you'd rather shoot a split than shooting that.
I'll tell you, that's it's definitely a tough one.
Yeah.
And she aced it.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that one.
Really, really well.
So with the strike here, she will put up 172. And she'll be handing off the anchor bowler for Memorial, Miss Fogarty, the chance for 260.
Exactly. 260 in the wood. That's outstanding for sure. Gianna gets up here.
All right, that's 168. 169, sorry,
169. That ball, you know, both of those balls breaking high on the lane. I'm going to say once again, we're at the end of game 2 here, and her ball is hooking a little bit too much, so it's more than likely it's time for her to make the move too.
Absolutely. The only one that really hasn't affected this game is Miss Fogarty.
No, not at all. Jackson Memorial get things underway for game 3.
And here's Emily in the 10th. Look at that.
Look at that.
One. That's going to put her in the 240s.
I'll tell you what, she would really like to have one shot back this game.
And I'm going to say it's the one in the old 7th.
Yeah, it's probably that one that's there's a couple more standing up there than she
she's
wanted
going to get there before you know it.
She is. Her dad better watch out.
Seriously. So this is going to, she's already in the 240s, she's going to put her in the 250s. It's not bad.
Like another reasonable pass.
Wow. And just looking around, even with the other schools to the right of these two pairs, looks like that's going to be the high game of the day so far.
It easily could be.
Yeah.
We don't know what some of the students are bowling down there towards the middle and the high end of the bowling center, but I mean, folks, we're sitting here looking at 3 or 4 pairs of lanes right here within our eyesight, and I don't see anybody posting a game like Emily did right now.
And that is 261.
261, 11 out of 12.
And just like it was nothing.
What a great game.
And
fantastic, that's for sure. Who knows? Maybe she'll even beat it by one more shot this game.
yeah,
She's certainly lined up. She's got it figured out right now, which is really good.
I'll do it with yours too, so you have.
so the Memorial girls are putting up 834, 161, 102, 141, 169, and then the 261 on the bottom. Very respectable number, 834 for the 5 girls.
Oh my God, yeah.
Let me use one with mine.
Andrew decided to miss that spare in the first frame this time.
Yes, instead of the second.
So
it was the
that's
first.
right.
So we're looking back at Justin for Liberty on lane 2.
Yeah, Liberty knows it's a new game,
Yep.
game 3. So they're going to try to get things underway and see if they can't make something happen this game.
Nice shot there for Justin to start off the game there. Looks like he switched balls.
Yep. Convincing strike to start the game.
Exactly.
He's going to hope that he can hold on to that as the game continues onward. Meanwhile, Chloe
Now,
getting up, finishing game 2. That's the start of game 3.
Yes.
Melissa just threw that ball there. I'm sorry, I had a little mistake going on there.
It
But
happens.
yeah. Didn't start the game out the way she wanted to, but I think she's going to have a little something to say on this pass at it right here. Much
not
better
bad
that
there.
time. Much better.
Oh,
Look at
little
that.
spare there.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Picks up the spare. You know what? In the first frame, whether you got a gutter spare or 9 spare, it doesn't
It's all
make a
the same
difference.
thing.
It is. It is.
She was just trying to try something different.
Turned out to be awesome,
Absolutely.
that's for sure.
And we are looking at Madison to start off her game 3.
That looks pretty close.
Get over there. All right, leaves the head pin,
Okay.
another makeable.
Yep, they're all together. 6. As Aaron gets up here, misses the head pin by a little bit that first shot. Hopefully he can get rebound and make
And
the
looks like he
spare.
got to get there.
Well, he got 2 out of it.
All right.
That's okay. He'll take his 9 for those 2 balls and move right along.
And now this is Christian up here. And,
Madison got to get over a little. Oh,
oh,
same basic spot the last one is, but Christian throwing his ball out there and going Brooklyn. All right. You know, for Christian, for some of the kids out here, hitting that one in the front really is very, very beneficial. Because if you get that one in the front, chances are your spare shot's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah.
Or, let me say, hopefully,
nice spare there.
good spare. Hopefully, you can turn around and get them all over. Then you don't even have to shoot a spare.
All right, so we're going to look at Tim here.
Tim trying to see if he can't get something rolling this game so far. A little bit too far, missed the head pin.
Leaves the head pin, which is not the worst thing in the world, as we've been saying here.
Meanwhile, Faith drifted high there on the left lane. She left it 2-4-7-8. She's going to grab her ball and a little bit right on the approach, going cross lane. Don't hook too much. No, that ball hooked a little too much as she got the ball out there and it hooked right across the. So she'll have to regain herself for the next frame that she gets up for.
Got a chance there.
Got a chance, got a really good chance.
Tim with the spare there.
Really good shot by Tim there in the second frame. Meanwhile, Justin getting up here in the second frame, working on a strike. And Chloe going a little light for a washout there.
And we're going to take a look at Justin here.
Looks pretty good.
Now,
that could have been Justin's best shot of the day.
Yeah, no doubt. The ball didn't get left at a 9-pin.
No.
It split the 8-9.
Yep. He didn't grab that one.
No.
He got through it and made a really good pass at it.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer there. No doubter there.
No.
And Brandon, who had a lot of no-doubters today, up here in the second.
Well,
like Brandon switched balls, it looks like.
Looks like he switched balls, but so much for the no-doubter.
Yeah.
Went a little light.
Maybe I am the black cloud. I jinxed Emily, I jinxed Brandon.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll let you slide on that one. Going light to leave just a 3-pin. He'll have to move left on the approach. Oh!
Oh, come on.
She really didn't have to do that. She could have got 9 out of that ball.
Exactly. And Brandon on the spare.
Easily knocks down the 3-pin. As Melissa's going to get up here and try to throw the ball down and hit one of those two down there. I don't think she's going to worry about which one, but she's working on a strike right now. Or no, I'm sorry. She threw the spare to first frame.
Spare, yep.
Yep, so if she gets one, one's better than none.
Exactly.
As Aaron went light over on lane 2, leaving the 2-4-5. Let's watch Melissa's shot down the lane there.
And she's going to get her 1 pin.
You know what? That's all you can ask for.
On that, you just get your 1 pin and move on.
Too many people think they're going to make that spare there. I'll tell you what. I've watched that spare made very, very few times.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Mike, at the end of the day, I bet I've seen the 7-10 made more than I've seen just the 4-6.
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely.
Okay? You don't bounce one of those two out of the pit very often.
You normally just get your 1 pin, regardless of the situation,
and move along.
Move on, right?
Exactly. Exactly. As Christian gets up here.
Yeah.
Right now,
that just kind of hooked right at the very, very end for him.
Went across the lane, but you know, he was on a spare and he got 6 pins. So the great thing is all 4 of those pins are right next to each other.
This is Madison on 1, getting
Madison
6 there with the head pin standing.
Yep.
Not bad.
Well, Christian hit the 1 in the front, just a little bit too light, going right around the other pins that were there. So let's see what Tim has on board. And Madison getting up to shooter's spare. The 1-3-6-10 here right now. Oh, that's got a chance.
Got a chance.
Hook up a little bit.
There.
Oh.
All right, 3.
Well, to her defense, she made a small adjustment. She didn't miss the head pin going to the left again.
No.
So Tim getting up, getting that 1 in the front, leaves the 3-pin again.
Another makeable.
That's
Another
right.
makeable.
That's right. When you get 9 of them down, you can't chop the last one.
No.
So hopefully he can throw his ball down there and knock down that last one here. And as we've just moved our cameras back over to Memorial.
Well,
we're going to see, you can see the scoreboard there. Sean Skillman really setting the stage this game, having the front 4 in a row. Getting Memorial off to a really good head start.
Yeah, they're looking just to finish the job now.
Yeah. So far, Memorial, the girls and the boys team, have both won each of the first 2 games.
Yes.
So the match, pretty much it's unfolding the way that we thought it would.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know what? Anything can happen. Emily Fogarty up there on 5. Ho-hum, just another one.
Just another strike,
and she left the pocket 7-9 her first frame.
Did she really?
Yeah. So a good shot for her to start off the game. Terrible break.
Right. As we watch Danny miss the head pin to the right there, leaving a washout. But he did throw a double. He's clean so far.
Yes.
Spare double. So, you know, once again, he's certainly holding his own going into this 4th frame as well. And this is a makeable spare, the washout.
Yes, it is.
So,
and here he goes.
We'll see what he's got in store. Gets it out there a little too far.
Yeah, he gets 1 out for that one.
Yeah, he didn't hit that one as much as he probably wanted to.
I think he overcompensated a little bit.
Give it a little extra loft, and it was really on the edge of the lane. Didn't put a lot on it. So
here's Andrew now, and we've said this so far. Andrew normally turns it on around the 4th frame. He's done it both games.
Yeah, he does. Slow starter, but man, I'll tell you what, he's a great finisher.
Yeah, there's the bucket, the 2-4-5-8. Looked like a little over-amped on that one. Kind of overthrew that one.
I'm kind of thinking that maybe you are the kiss of death.
I am. I really am.
You know? I mean, you know, next time,
I'm not going to say anything.
Don't say anything at all. Let me lead his next shot.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Okay.
I'm sorry to the parents out there that are watching this.
Fell off a little bit. Yeah, that wasn't exactly a great pass for him that time. Could be amped up a little bit, trying to figure out, you know, what's going on or what's not quite right. But if he just settles down and resorts back to what he did towards the end of last game, he'll have things under control in no
time. Before you know it.
Absolutely.
Mr. Roberson here. Oh,
and your Roberson goes light what should have or could have been the bucket, just like Andrew just left. And they all start rolling around and mixing into each other, and next thing you know.
So on the top here,
got a double.
Sean has 4 in a row to start. On the bottom, we have strike, spare, double. Not a bad way to start off on the top and the bottom.
No, I'll tell you what, definitely the leadoff and the anchor ball are doing exactly what they need to do to help hold their team together here in Game 3.
So
Sean Skillman working on 4 in a row.
Make that 5.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a pretty outstanding shot there by Mr. Skillman.
No doubter there.
Yep. It's a good spare right there.
Very nice spare for Gianna.
Look at that one.
And she posted
another
the shot.
Frame filler on the board. Joey Silverman goes a little high, tripping out that 4 pin.
4 there. And now they're turning it on.
They really are. I mean, Liberty's kind of holding their own a little bit, but they don't have quite the amount of strikes that we have over here.
No. It's like they just turn on the switch, basically, and said, guys, it's time to go.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
You know, they're, as a team, they can kind of feel they've won 2, and they're getting that sensation of winning another game and really finishing out and put a captivating clause to finish this day over. The ball breaks a little loose going Brooklyn, but Danny knocks them all over, puts another strike on the ball. Look at this frame.
Yeah.
All-star frame right now in the 5th frame.
Yes, sir.
They got strikes going across the board on the top by Sean. They got strikes going down the board by the team.
It's, here's Andrew. That's out there. No doubt, that split the 8-9 there. And
yeah, that looked like the Andrew that bowled the second half of last game. So, as they continue that strike, Emily Fogarty back up once again.
Oh, another one there.
Look at that one. Collapsing the bucket down.
And this is a chance for a star frame here, right?
This is superstar frame. All 5 bowlers can get a strike. Well,
he got that one there a little early again. It's been kind of his flaw today. He's getting it there early and checking up on him really early.
Yeah, when he gets that ball to the right and it hooks early and it goes high, unfortunately, it's going to go through the nose. And, well, most of the time, the result's not going to be a strike.
But a 3-6 is not bad, and he is right on it. Nice strip.
Meanwhile, through 5 frames, Jackson Memorial is 372 on the board.
With a lot working.
A lot working. Yep. Whereas Liberty right now has 218, but you know, they've got 218 and they've got 3 strikes working as well, so it's still not a runaway here,
no.
But as Sean Skillman throws a really good shot there, leaving a 10 pin that time.
All right, a nice run for Sean there.
But I'm still going to say that the lead is going to end up in Memorial. They got 4 guys working on strikes. More than likely, somebody's going to throw another strike to get a double.
I'm not going to say a word when we get to the 4-hole. You're going to lead into
Andrew's.
Andrew's
Do me a favor, don't.
I'm not saying a word anymore.
Don't.
This is Gianna.
See what happens for Gianna. That looked
That was a
super.
really good shot.
That was.
No doubt.
That's the kind of ball she'd like to throw a little bit more often. That's for sure.
Absolutely there. Mr. Skillman on the spare.
And Sean just a
slipped
little bit outside.
147 through 6. Nothing to sneeze at.
Still bowling a pretty good game.
Yes, sir, he is.
As we watch Gianna Massey getting up here. Gianna throwing it pretty good right there. Made a move. Look at this. Oh!
I'll tell you
Sends
what,
it over.
she has some little future ahead of her in this game.
Yep.
Because her fundamentals are really good. She throws it well. The future is bright for her. It really is.
That one come around there, hit it there. Joey Silverman going Brooklyn, but fortunately knocking them all over for the double.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
Picking up for Sean, his teammate.
Absolutely.
So, pretty fantastic.
And here's Emily here.
Emily working on a double right now. Getting out there, mixing them around.
She's going to put up a big number. She bowled 200 on the nose the first game.
Yep. 200 on the nose the first game. She bowled 260 the second game, so she's well on her way for a good set for sure.
What was her high set? I mean, I know you mentioned that earlier. Do we have that?
Emily's high set is 699, and right now she's got 461 working for 2.
Yeah, and she's knocking on the number.
You better stop.
Yes.
Stop.
I don't need her father texting me now.
Yeah.
All right, so
by the way, just so you know, I know you're big, but he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a little bigger than I am.
Yeah.
All right, nice spare for Danny. Now, I'm not going to
shot.
say a word here, so you take over. I'm going to have a drink of my iced tea here.
You know what? You take a drink of your iced tea, but I'm going to go under the fact that Andrew is absolutely going to ace this one. Confidence means everything. Made an adjustment, made a really superb shot the last time, and let's see what this one here can lead to. Posted it really good. Drifted a little bit high. Might have grabbed that one a little bit, but still a pretty decent pass.
Yep. And a nice frame for the team in general.
Yeah, he had a frame.
Even with the open, they picked them up right there.
The team is still certainly holding their own.
Yes.
By a long shot. Filling frames, doing what they need to do.
And on the spare, there you go.
So got the big hook going at the spare, but fortunately that time he made it.
Yes.
So filled the frame, and he will certainly move along.
And we go to Mr. Roberson here.
And as Alondra gets up there, not exactly what she was looking for. Daniel Roberson going high once again. This is certainly not Danny's best day.
No.
I mean, I've watched this young man bowl for the last couple of years, and I know what he's capable of. And let me just say this. It's a good thing it's a team effort today because he's got a solid 4-man team that are right there picking up for what he's not doing.
Nice shot there from Alondra.
Much better pass at it that time. You know, because he's capable of bigger and better things.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, when his team sometimes is not there for him, as a one-man band, he has certainly been there for the team.
Absolutely. Look at this one slapping the 10 out for Gianna for a little double.
That's a double on the board for her. Sean Skillman winding it up, letting it go. Got the 10 to go out that time. No question about that one. Meanwhile, Gianna Massey getting up here in the 5th frame.
And she's a, what year is she?
Strike spare double. What year's Gianna?
Yeah.
Gianna is a sophomore. Looks pretty good,
Nice
mixing
shot
it
there.
around
Come
again.
on.
Oh, that's
I got the
soft
7 out. We got the
10.
7 out.
Yeah.
So she's a sophomore, and Emily is also a sophomore?
Emily is a junior.
So they have 2 more years together.
They have
one
next,
more year
next
together.
year. One more year.
One more
The
year
rest of
together.
this year and next year.
That's a nice little 1-2 punch on the girls' side for that school, for that team right
Yeah.
there.
Meanwhile, as we've rotated things back over, we'll get back to Memorial here
1 and
before
2.
the match is over, but we've now twisted it back over to Liberty.
Christian mixing it up there for a 4-7.
Yeah, Christian, Christian, he likes to get that power, so he throws a 2-hand on the first ball. But he's actually fairly accurate, not bad when he throws his 1-hand at the spare shot. So he goes straight at him at the spare shot, and
Look at that.
look, that simple.
Textbook.
And if people at home would learn that by watching that, you can have all the power in the world on the first ball. But eliminate the lane condition altogether and go straight at it on the second ball. It's like playing catch with somebody.
Yeah. All you got to do is touch the spare. Touch the pin
That's
and make
it.
the spare. That's it.
Madison gets up there and gets a really good strike there on lane 1 to help the Liberty girls. Meanwhile, Tim
there, leaving the head in the 1, 2, 4, 7,
Tim missing
9.
the head pin to the right there. A little bit of a challenging spare here right now, but he got half of them down, so he's only got half to go.
He's halfway home.
Yep. Faith getting the 1 in the front, getting 8, leaving the 4-7. Well, even though she's off camera, Emily Fogarty going high, leaving the 6-10, and then missing them both. That's not going to help her chances for getting 700.
No. Well, you know what? She can
still do
string
it.
off a bunch of them here.
Yes, she can.
You never
She
know.
did it last game. She
Yep.
can do it again. Look at this
How
shot
about
by
this,
Tim. This got a
How about
chance.
it, Tim?
Look at that spare. Fantastic.
How about it, Tim?
Meanwhile, Justin had the front 4 strikes, left the 10 pin in frame 5,
And
made
nice
the
spare
spare.
for Faith. Ew, nice
Excellent spare
there.
for Faith. So Justin, front 4, 10 pin making the spare here up in the 6th frame, looking to set up another strike. And
That
splitting
the 8-9.
the 8-9.
That looked like one of yours there, bud.
I'll tell
That
you what,
split the 8-9.
that was fantastic.
Wow.
I even think it
That was the
impressed
best one he
himself.
threw. That was the best one
Yes.
he threw all day.
Yeah.
We thought
there-
the one 2 frames ago was good. That one was better.
And Brandon gets up there and leaves a rather lazy 7 for him.
Yeah, kind of a weak one there.
Yep, as we look at the scoreboard, the boys have 432, let's say in the 430s after 6 frames, whereas Jackson Memorial over here is 580 or 90 after 7 frames. So
They're tough. They are tough.
they are definitely posting a score that is telling Liberty, you're going to need strikes to beat us.
Chloe with a nice little spare there. And a nice spare for
Brandon
Brandon
makes a
as
spare
well.
over there. Meanwhile, Aaron's getting up here as we watch Melissa. Melissa is up on lane 1. Unfortunately had an open frame last frame, trying to get things back on track. Turned her hand a little bit. You can see the way her thumb went down to the left, and look where the ball went.
Right to the left.
Yep. So Aaron
That's
straight
not a
up.
chance
That
there.
looked pretty good there.
8 right in the middle though.
Right towards the 1 in the front. Pretty good shot. So let's see if Melissa can correct this one here and get things right back on track, hopefully. See if she can get that thumb going straight that time. Nope.
Yeah, I did the same thing. The thumb went right to the left
Yeah.
again, right?
Yeah. Pulled it around right across her body, unfortunately. That's okay. Aaron, that's close. Oh, just a little bit. A little bit too much.
Now we're looking at Madison here in
Madison
the
working
6th.
on a strike. Trying to see if she can't get 2 in a row,
That
and
may be
that's
a
got a
double.
small chance. Look at this.
Come on.
Give it to her.
Good shot. Good shot.
That's a pretty good pass at it right there.
And Christian up here in the 7th. Power on the first shot. Nice shot there.
Yep. He made that spare last frame. He just drew a strike on the board there. So
Mr.
he's
Power
doing-
on his first shot. Mr. Accuracy and a little bit less on the spare shot.
Absolutely. Let's see if Madison can pick up that 6 pin. It looks like it's going right down the middle again.
Ah.
Yep. Meanwhile, Tim's getting up here in the 7th frame, working on a spare.
That's had a chance there.
Trying to hook
Mix
around
him.
and mix
There
him
you
up.
go, buddy.
Oh,
Good shot, Tim.
puts a strike up on the
I'll
board.
tell you what, he's going to set it up for Justin and Brandon here. They're still behind, but they can make it a little interesting here.
You never know.
Exactly. What's the old line? If you do it with a pencil, you can do it with a ball, right?
If you can do it with the pencil, you can certainly do it with the ball. So Justin working on a strike right now in the 7th frame. Trying to see if he can't get a double on the board.
No doubter there.
I'll tell you what, that was another really good clean shot for him.
Yes, sir, it was. Now we're going to set it up to Brandon here in the 7th. Back there, no doubter.
Yep. Brandon threw that one about as good as he could throw it.
Yes, sir, he did.
Meanwhile, Chloe over here on a spare, throwing it out there. Turn around.
2-5
Trying to
there
come
for
over.
Chloe.
And Aaron right down the middle. Look at this one.
Now. All right.
All right,
3-10.
9's good.
9 is fine.
9 is good.
Hey, that rhyme. 9 is fine. It's the small things.
Starting to become an English major.
No, I wasn't.
All right,
All right,
we'll
let's
see.
see if Chloe
see
picks
what
a
happens.
spare up here.
Chloe having the old 2-5 down there at the other end.
That's got to get
That's
there.
got a good effort. No, don't chop it.
Come on.
She made a great pass at that one too. Unfortunately,
And
that
Aaron
ball
on the
chopped.
spare. Nice shot for Aaron.
Aaron makes a spare and keeping things alive for his team. As we turn things back over here at Memorial. The girls are currently in the 7th frame right now. And the boys, well, the boys are in the 9th frame. They had things going pretty good there. And, well, the bottom's starting to fall out a little bit, but they still have a pretty substantial lead over Liberty. We'll keep you posted as things progress onward. Joey Silverman leaving a 10 pin,
Nice spare there for Joey.
making it.
And now we're going to go to Danny here.
I'm pretty impressed with Danny. Danny being a middle bowler, he's certainly held his own all day today.
Yes.
You know, 1 or 2 shots may have gotten away from him. We've all been there. We've all seen things like that happen, but he's keeping his ball in play. He's getting a piece of that one in the front, throwing a couple good convincing strikes.
And a ball
and even
change
like
there.
that one, yeah. I mean, ball might have went Brooklyn, but at the same token, he doesn't have to throw a second ball down the lane.
No, he kind of has the simplest game out of the 5. Nice and straight.
Yep.
The transition didn't really affect him that much.
No. And he doesn't try to overpower it.
No.
He stays within his own game.
Andrew Klein with a triple there.
Hey, Andrew Klein bowling the back half of the game. Now, if we could just get Andrew to bowl the first 4 or 5 frames, he would have one unbelievable set right now.
I agree with that one.
Maybe he's trying to lull him in.
Yeah. I'm
think?
not saying a word, though.
Okay.
I don't want him to leave
Good.
it.
Yeah.
You know.
Please don't.
No.
All right.
All right, so here's Roberson up here in the 9th. And same thing again.
Yeah, going high. It's a good thing
tell you what, though.
It's a good thing I feel like I know Andrew, because I wouldn't want him to go home and tell him, Dad, you drilled me the wrong ball for the first 5 frames.
Yeah.
Okay, because that would be something that my sons would tell
Oh,
me.
without a doubt they would.
So-
They would throw you under the bus in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice spare again. I gotta say, Daniel has made basically every spare he's left today. Any makeable is made, so
Correct.
a lot of practice on the spare game, but you know what? He has not hurt them.
No. He's doing all right in that regards.
All right, we're gonna go back to, we're still on 5 and 6.
Gianni,
Great shot from Gianna.
once again, Ball goes down, simple, turns over, goes right through the pins, knocks them all over.
Mr. Skillman with another one. They're up in the 10th now. So that's he's in the 200s.
2-teen throws another one of being the 220s.
And here's Emily up here. Kind of the story of the day is Emily.
Emily is the story of the day here for what's going on.
That one checked a little early on her, just a
Yeah,
hair.
she got that one a little bit wide.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
And bingo. Now he's in the 220s.
Now he's in the 220s.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he's going to be around 640, 450 for set. He bowled about 220 the first game. I want to say he bowled 200.
I'll tell you what, though, it's steady, both pretty solid day.
Yeah.
A couple of unfortunate errors here and there, but it's team bowling, and it's not just one person, typically. I've seen it plenty of times where a guy on a team can bowl 279 or higher, and unfortunately the team is losing by 50 or 60. So
220 on the nose. Very nice
220
game.
exactly. Very, very respectable. Not exactly what she wanted there.
No.
Well, just to give you a small idea between Liberty and Memorial, after 8 frames, Liberty has 597, and they've got 5 marks on the board. At that same point, Memorial had 667 and only 4 marks. So, any way you shake it, they're still down 60 pins with 2 frames to go. And, well, Memorial, it's not like they've, let's say, packed up and left.
No. And
really good shot there by Joey Silverman.
No doubter there. So with 2 more here, he'll bowl 198. Nice, respectable number.
Doing what he needs to do to help his team move in the right direction.
Are they in first in this division?
That I do not know. I have not seen standings for anybody here. All I know is just looking around, seeing the teams, and listening to, all of the kids. All of the boys and girls, regardless of what age they're or what school they go to. Everybody will tell you, at the end of the day, it's mainly Memorial has the strength or a little bit of the stronger team. Howell is literally right there with them. So it's going to be between Howell and Memorial as the year goes on. Who prevails after these 10 sessions are all said and done.
And Mr. Silverman up here with a chance for 198. Bingo.
Not a chance. Wow. That's a solid 198 finish
no
there.
No doubter there. 198 in the 2-hole there for Joey.
They're confidence builders when you throw 3 shots like that.
Oh, yeah.
So at least he'll finish on a good note, and he'll be able to walk out of here holding his head proud.
So when will the next match be? What is their schedule for next week?
I want to say that because of the snow and everything that happened, if the bowling center has a facility available, they possibly may be bowling a match tomorrow.
Oh, on a Saturday. Why am I thinking tomorrow's Saturday? Did I just say that?
Today is Wednesday.
I know. Why did I say tomorrow's Saturday?
Did you miss a couple days here or something?
This snow has really messed me up.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, this snow has really got to me.
So if it's not tomorrow that they're going to make that up, I would imagine it would be sometime over the next few weeks. And they do have to make that up. Because with only having 10 matches, none of the kids want to miss that one.
No, nice shot there for Danny.
Great shot for Danny. Look at Danny here, striking in 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Yeah, he made a ball change, and he's going to he's in the 190s again.
Hey, let's talk about Memorial just for a second here. How about the 10th frame here? If we can post 10th frame up there and show what's happening with the team.
They did that in the first game, too.
If you look at what they've done here in the 10th, and this really can turn a game around or make a big difference, but the lead bowler goes strike, 7.
And get out of there.
The second bowler, Joey Silverman, goes all 3. The third bowler, Danny, goes all 3 in the 10th. So they've missed 1 time in 9 shots. Hey, but guess who's up, Andrew? Don't say a word. Thank you.
I don't even want to watch.
He decided to jump on board and become part of that campaign.
I don't think he had a choice there.
He decided to become part of that campaign.
And they're going to get near that 1,000 number again.
Yeah. for the way that things were looking there in the middle of the game, all of a sudden here in the 10th frame, they decided to really turn it up a notch or two. So let's see what Andrew can do right here. Working on a four-bagger. Throws him around again.
Wow.
You know, he threw the last, I think 6 out of 7 the last game for 230.
I'm not saying a word about
He's
Andrew.
gonna throw. Well,
Now it's safe to say it.
He's not going to throw it in a gutter.
No, he did. He threw the back 7 in the last game.
Okay, so he threw the back 7. And he's going to throw the back 6 this game. So if we can literally get him on board the front 5, oh my God!
Oh, wow,
you talk
he could
about
be deadly.
He'd be well into the 700s.
Yeah.
Because he's not afraid to throw some strikes right now.
No, sir, he is not. And
by the way,
double 9.
that's another double in the 10th for.
I know. And you can make up so many pins in the 10th when you do that.
Wow. This is the 10th frame finish that every team would love to have.
And this is the second time they did this today. They did it in the first game. Little struggle in the second game, but they are all marking out in the 10th.
Nope, Daniel.
That was probably his best shot through the whole game right there.
It was. Not to be today, buddy.
No.
But that's all right. You know, you got your teammates helping you out, and at the end of the day, it is all about the team doing what they can do together to make this all happen.
So with the spare and a strike, they will put up 998 as a team. My math is right.
999 possibly.
999. Yep. I forgot about the pin. But 999.
So here we go again. Right at that 1,000.
Every game. 1,020 was the first game, I think.
I believe so.
Oh.
Well.
Drive by.
Yeah. That's why you don't want to hook at spares.
Well,
but
again, 997.
Yeah.
So recapping the boys here for Memorial. Sean Skillman, 639. Joey Silverman, 548. Danny, 605. 663 from Andrew Klein. And Mr. Robertson with 557. They both 3,012.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's a pretty solid day.
Very solid.
No doubt about it. And Andrew bowling 660, having, you know, the highest series on the team. If he did anything those first couple frames in any one of the 3 games,
that's 720 probably.
Oh my God. You know what? Maybe he's just holding off until he really needs it most.
Ooh.
Yep. Holding off until
they
he
average
needs it.
They average 1,004 for the day.
Yep. Meanwhile, off screen over here, Justin's trying to post the high game of the day here in front of us. You can throw the next 2 shots, next 2 strikes for 279. Emily Fogarty just waiting for some pins to come down here on lane 5. It's hooking high.
Yeah, it broke the split up though. Just 9 spare there.
Good pass.
10 there from Justin.
Good pass for Justin. Ringing 10. He can make the spare for 268. That would be the highest game we've seen here in front of us today.
Highest game on the day.
So.
And Emily on the spare, no doubt about it. Routine.
Yeah. One thing for sure, Emily's got a pretty good spare game.
Yeah.
She might have, you know, 1 or 2 blow-bys here or there where the ball just continues to go past it and it doesn't pick up or she's directed it offline. But at the same time, for the vast majority of most spares, you can put the ball in her hand.
Yeah, no doubt about it there.
Well, I know that Jackson Memorial posted 997 here.
But this is Liberty's high game of the day, I believe.
Yeah, when it's all said and done, Liberty's going to shoot somewhere around 830 or 840, which is very, very respectable.
Very respectable number. They just ran into a little buzzsaw today.
Yep. You know, they were seriously the team to beat last year.
Okay.
And that was a proven point when they got up there and won their second state title in a row. But this year, you know, a couple of seniors move on, and you bring some new members in the team, and you got to dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
Got to try to make something happen.
It's like a little rebuilding.
Yeah. And every high school
Wow.
is going to go through it.
Yeah.
No question about it. Memorial had an unbelievable team a couple of years ago. Then they went down a little bit. Then they come back up, you know, kind of floundering. But now when you look at their team they have now, they do have the team that, well, they're a force to be reckoned with for the entire
Sure
season.
looks like it.
Not just this year, but for years to come.
Yeah, it definitely shows.
Yeah.
So just recapping the Liberty pair, Aaron on the top with 108, Christian 157, 112 for Tim, and then 268 for Justin, and Brandon on the bottom. Clean 224. I think Brandon put up 700 today. Well, pretty close to
Pretty
it.
close.
Pretty close to it.
Pretty close.
Now, here we go. Here are the recaps. Oh God, I can't see that far. I see a 7 there by his name.
Good luck.
That's 708. Yeah, 708.
That would be about right.
Yep.
Yep. No doubt about it. So, pretty good overall set for Liberty, but needless to say, they had their hands full with Memorial today. Memorial really brought their A game to the table.
Absolutely.
Shooting over 3,000. You know, averaging 1,000 per game, meaning that their team averaged slightly over 200 per man per game. I'll tell you what, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I'll take my chances with that all day long.
Yeah, you're making some teams really come to the table and bring their A game.
Yeah, nice shot from Gianna there. This one's impressed me today. The freshman, Gianna here, Gianna D.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's got a solid game going up to the foul line. No
Yeah.
question about it.
Posting the shots, it's repeating.
You know, the fact that she's just a freshman and she's got a game that's stable now, she gets a little bit more comfortable for years to come. She's certainly going to hold her own.
Absolutely.
Look at her ball rotates, it turns over.
Slaps the 10 out.
I mean, my goodness. It's fantastic.
Now it's just fine-tuning what she already has.
As we continue to watch Jackson Memorial girls over here, Jackson Liberty is finishing up their 10th frame. The girls are finishing up the 10th frame there in game number 3. That one out a little bit. Look at rollover again.
Oh,
solid 7.
Bad break. 180. Nice game there.
It's a pretty solid game by a freshman.
Yeah. She's not going anywhere off the varsity team in the next 3 years.
No. Meanwhile, Gianna Massey's getting up here. Gianna working on a double.
So she's out of the
Actually,
10th
I'm
here.
sorry, working on a triple.
Out in the 10th for 226 here.
Could be.
Nice shot there. That's a
Great,
in the 2
great
teens.
pass. Great pass at it. Four, you know, maybe it's something with the 4th bowler on Memorial's team coming through towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
Okay? She was watching what Andrew was doing, Andrew Klein, and she said, you know, I'm going to jump onto that train. I'm in the 4th spot. Well,
Yeah.
she certainly did.
Follow the leader.
I don't think she's going to have quite the series that Andrew had, but you know what? Andrew's her teammate.
Yep.
And Andrew's bowling for the guys, so all she's worried about is bowling for the ladies and looking at the rest of the teammates that she has.
So Gianna's going to make this with the split here. Getting the wood here. If she gets 9, she'll be at 211. And so that's going to be 210. 210 for Gianna.
It's a pretty solid day.
Yeah. And just look at the bottom 3 here for Liberty, for Memorial. I'm sorry, 180, 210, and Emily's out for 201 here.
And even now, I'm looking over here at Jackson Liberty. The girls are going to bowl one of their better games
Yes,
for the
they
day.
are.
4:23 right now. Chloe's getting up, finishing. She's got a 4-pin standing up there at the other end. Emily going high, leaving the 3-6-10.
And Emily on the 3-6-10.
Imagine that, another spare.
Shocker there.
Convincing spare, by the way.
Yeah. I think that lane just started hooking a little bit before her. In the middle part of that game, it just kind of started jumping for Emily a little bit.
As Emily gets up to throw the last shot, the fill ball for
And
Jackson Memorial.
185? 186.
186
Nice set for Emily,
for
though.
645, 647, something
there.
along those lines
Yep.
for sure.
647.
Well, Mike, I think
I think we're done here.
yeah, I think we're done. But you know, we watch a lot of outstanding bowling by a couple of high schools out there. You
Yep.
know, the two local high schools that we have here in Jackson, Jackson Liberty, the defending state champions, and Jackson Memorial, which in my eyes is the up-and-comers. They're the team to watch this year, not only in this division, but throughout the state as things unfold. But it just really was a lot of great bowling by a lot of different kids.
Yep.
Watching them perform, and it's really awesome.
Yeah, it is, and they had a blast out there, and they deserved it. So this is a lot of fun. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get the invite to do this again.
I hope so, buddy. Well, thanks a lot for coming out.
You got
Thanks
it, bud.
for being part of it. All right, and for everybody out there watching us, we
See
really
you soon.
appreciate you tuning in to JTV Game of the Week. Until the next time, we will see you at another sporting event being held right here.